everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here, and welcome to another Twisted Sisters video hop. This month, the Twisted Sisters are featuring products from the October, November, December catalog, and I have chosen the Cherish papers to feature. Okay, so this is the collection, and I'm going to twist them and show you how to make Christmas cards using these papers. Okay, so there's lots of really pretty florals and soft colors in this collection. And I'm going to use the poinsettia digital art from Christmas Story. Okay, so I'm going to make French vanilla colored poinsettias. And then I'm also going to use the banner from Christmas Reindeer and the sentiments. So these are the accessories from Cherish, and there are a few snowflakes in this panel of mist die cuts. And then these are the digital art that I cut with the Cricut. Okay, so the base is in French vanilla, and then the overlay, I've cut them in mist, and then some also in Seabrook, and these are coordinating colors from the Cherish collection. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this overlay on top of the base and create my poinsettia. So I'll do the first one, and then the rest I'll do off camera. And I just made a whole bunch of poinsettias. Okay, so now my card, I'm going to start with mist, and my base I'm going to cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then I'm going to use this floral piece, cut that 1/4 inch smaller, so I have a border of mist around it. Then I'm going to bring in mist again and cut a panel. I started out cutting it 1/4 inch smaller, but then I decided I want more of the floral to show. So I'm going to cut it down another 1/4 inch. I'm just going to layer all my pieces together. And then I'll bring in this piece of sage patterned paper from Cherish. It has diagonal lines in mist. And that will be my base for my cluster of poinsettias. Okay. So now I'm going to do some stamping. So I have this banner from the Christmas Reindeer, and I'm going to stamp it out. I'm using both Harbor and charcoal. So I'm going to do 2 of them because I'm going to make 2 cards. And then the sentiment says Merry Christmas. So this one, the banner is stamped in Harbor and the sentiment is in charcoal. And then I'm going to do the opposite for the next one. And this image has a coordinating die cut. So I'll take those off camera and cut them out. 1 for each card. I'm going to make 2 cards today. Okay, so now I have my banner. I'll save the other one for the second card, and I've kind of got things laid out here. So I'm going to use these little sprigs from the Cherish accessories, and these pine boughs are cut from Flower Market, the Cricut collection. And then I decided that I wanted a little more definition on these pieces of mist cardstock. So I am inking them with tone-on-tone ink. So I'm using mist ink around the edges of each of those panels. Okay, now we can start assembling our card. So I'm just going to layer things up using tape runner. And I'm going to pop the floral cluster on the card using foam tape. So I'm starting out just by layering with tape runner. Get all those pieces down. And then we'll start putting together our florals. So this Cherish collection has lots of soft colors, but you can create snow scenes with scrapbook pages and Christmas cards. You just look at it in a different way. Okay, so then I'm going to pop my sentiment. It says Merry Christmas. And then we'll add the flowers and the pine boughs. Glue those down, each of the sprigs. And we'll leave all the layering in. Sometimes it's a little tricky to decide, what levels you want to put each thing on. And I just put a couple of pieces of foam tape on each of these so that I have room to be able to slide other elements underneath if I need to. So we'll add these 3 poinsettias. And then we'll slide these little floral sprigs, or not, well, leaf sprigs from the Cherish embellishment collection underneath there. Then I'm going to bring in the stickers, and I'm going to add this little sprig underneath everything. Just slide that in. Okay, so now we need a little shimmer, right? So I've got a clear shimmer brush, and I'm going to quickly paint all of these poinsettias with clear shimmer. Just get a nice light layer of shimmer all over those petals. And for the last step, I'm going to bring in some liquid pearls. This is in bisque, and I'm going to make the small dots that are at the center of poinsettias. Make a cluster of dots in each of those. I'll have some close-up shots. And there's my finished card. Lots of layers and interest. Check out that shimmer on those petals. If you decide to get one shimmer brush, the one to choose is clear. I use it all the time. Okay, let's make another card. So this time I'm going to use some of the embellishments from the Cherish embellishment collection. And there are a couple of snowflakes in mist. And then I have these other guys that are, it's kind of a wood grain. So I'm going to use some of those. Okay, so I'm going to start with Harbor. And this card design, it's going to be the same basic design, except it's going to be portrait instead of landscape. So I'm going to use this floral with lots of tiny flowers clustered on it. And at first glance, just a tiny bit of it kind of reminds me of snow falling. So just going to show just a small amount there. Layer in another piece of Harbor. And then we'll have that same Merry Christmas banner. Okay, so I couldn't decide if I wanted to use this floral pattern paper or if I wanted to use French vanilla. So I'm going to start out using this floral, and then you'll see as I start working the pattern, we'll make some changes. Okay, so again, I have some of these pine boughs, and you can also find them in the Christmas Story card making kit, a similar design if you want a die cut instead of a Cricut cut. And I'm going to use those pine cones from the stickers, and these are those wood grain elements, embellishments, and I'm going to paint them with Harbor shimmer brush. So you can change the colors of those embellishments. Okay, so I'm looking at my design and I'm kind of thinking, I'm not sure. So let's start building, and we'll just start putting things together, layering with tape runner. Pretty basic. We'll skip ahead here. Okay, so I have my basic design, and I decided that floral piece, it was just a little too much happening. So I'm going to use a piece of French vanilla instead. Okay. So I've got a blending brush. These are the Close My Heart blending brushes, and some mist ink. And I'm just going to put a soft wash of ink on this panel of French vanilla. Just a light wash. It looks like a misty, cloudy sky. Okay, so now we can start layering things. I have my little pine bough, and I'm going to use the 2 pine cone stickers and these snowflakes. Okay, let's start putting things together here. And we'll glue down the pine bough, and then we'll add the pine cones. I'm going to pop those with some foam tape, and also the banner. I'm going to pop that with some foam tape too. So we'll get the pine cones down. I wasn't sure exactly which way to angle them, so you can always carefully pick them up and move things around as needed. And then we'll add our snowflakes. We'll get those glued down. And then we'll glue down these little embellishments that I painted with the Harbor Shimmer brush. We'll scatter some of those around. And then I'm going to bring in that clear shimmer brush again and paint my snowflakes and add a bunch of shimmer to my snowflakes. So they'll stay that mist color, they'll just be shimmery. And for the last step, I'm going to add a couple of clear sparkles in the center of my snowflakes. And there's my finished card. So you can switch out that Cherish paper, look at it in a different way, and create snow scenes and Christmas cards. So all these supplies are currently available in my online store. I'll make a list with links in the description below, and also check out the playlist at the end of this video to find the rest of the Twisted Sisters videos and see the cool things they've done with the new products in this catalog. And thanks for watching.